Okay, I am at the single track off-road testing grounds that I did the Master on. I'm about to do it with the S22, and it's pretty much stock except for the tire, and I do have the 450 spring in the back. I decided not to install the sliders yet. Honestly, I'm losing a lot of motivation on fixing this wheel, but I want to take it out on a nice dirt trail and see how it looks. So you can see the sliders right now. They're pretty clean. We'll see what this wheel looks like after a nice 20 to 30 mile ride. I'm at the beginning gauntlet of the off-road section, so we'll see how this wheel does. Pretty easy, plenty of torque, good pedal clearance. Now it's some fun little single track. Alright, so this is the water hazard of the ride. It's very shallow up until you get right about there. Doesn't look too bad today. Does have this little bridge which I'll try to go on. You can walk your wheel across this portion, and it only just goes until it turns and then it's done. If it wasn't for suspension, these little drops right here would be very difficult. There is a fence. Oh. I mean, you can just ride in the mud if you want to. It's really shallow and there's a decent amount of rocks so that you won't just be riding on mud. But I wish this wasn't here. Oh man. Alright, I'm out of it. Yeah, that's not very fun. I wish there was a way around it, but I haven't found a way around it yet, and the rest of this trail is just so much fun. But that little water feature is kind of annoying. But at least I filmed it this time. So I've heard about this place. Ride past it every time. I'm glad that I was able to actually see it this time. This is what some people call Narnia. Just one of many completely graffitied rocks next to rivers, streams. Kind of looks cool, but it's also kind of sad. But I believe on some of these rocks there are signs of the indigenous people that lived here prior. I forget what they're called, but they're little cups that are kind of grinded into the rocks where people used to crush acorns to make food. Alright, here's the really rocky portion. So it's just these, you know, boulder type things. We are at the bunny hop portion of this ride. About the next 3-ish miles, there's just tons of little berms. If you get some speed on, you can get some pretty decent air. Hopefully I can catch some of that on video, but I love jumping on wheels with suspension. Ooh, that was awesome. So this is the first time that I've been able to do this ride completely by myself and just go at the speed that I want without having to wait for anyone. And I'm really enjoying myself. And the suspension is everything, especially on this ride. I think I've ridden this ride more since having suspension than before having suspension. I said this is the same exact spot the last time in my master version of this video, but this ride is really fun. But if you don't have suspension, it can be really tiring. I mean, I'm panting right now, but mostly because I'm flying down these trails that I'm more holding my breath than being physically exerted. But it is just so fun. And now is the gravel tunnel, which is fun and really challenging just because it's gravel. near Sycamore Canyon right now. That's all the military base. This isn't part of the, well, it was originally part of the ride, but so far only one person other than myself has been able to make it this far on the ride without just being exhausted. We're in the second to last main feature of this ride. This is the Pomerado Road single track skills park. I really like this place. You gotta ride through all these sycamore trees. It can be pretty technical. There's lots of optional stuff you can do. Even big jumps. I need to revisit that. It changes every time. So if you can get enough speed, you could maybe clear that gap, but I didn't want to. I think I might go for this gap over here, but then you gotta watch out for the logs over there. There's a big log jump over there. There's this guy right here. That should be doable. Should be able to jump that. I might try that. That was awesome! I kind of want to try this one over here too. That's a nice foot jump, but the landing doesn't look the best. If anything, I can just kind of roll over it. I think I might do that. Suspension really allows you to get out of your comfort zone, you know, which EUCs already do. Oh man, this looks so much more intimidating. But I nailed it. I wonder if I've bottomed out at all. Let me see. I do have the smaller spring. Oh, I've gotten very close to bottoming out, which is really good. Ooh. My background comes from road riding to work, school, whatever. I liked mountain biking, but I only did it about once a year, maybe twice a year. Like legit mountain biking, go to a park and, you know, do some easy blue trails. So this is all just super fun for me, and suspension really makes it so much more enjoyable. This is the last feature of this ride. A beautiful ride through sycamore trees. This is Meanly Park. No, this is not Meanly Park. I forget what it's called right now. But anyways, it's got an easy trail and then more of a medium advanced trail to the left. So this ride just has tons of optional stuff, which is really nice. You know, if you're getting tired towards the end of this ride, you can just stay down below. Or if you want to give it your all the last little bit, and there's only a mile and a half left of the ride, you can do this more advanced trail. And I mean, it's not that bad. So mostly just steep. I almost ate it right there. Gotta watch out for those left turns on the slope. Last half mile of the ride. I think the suspension has been just fine as long as you're on dirt and going at some speed. It does a pretty good job of breaking the static friction from the friction of the stock sliders. I finished right at 29.6 GPS miles. EUC World says 46%. I'm at 109.2 volts. I started at basically 126. And you can see I've been riding, I've been pushing top speed of 40, mostly on the street, obviously. 18 mile per hour average. It took me just 2 hours to do 30 miles. So I wasn't babying this wheel. So I do see some dust collecting on the back side of this. There's a little bit of dust collecting in there. That'll need to be cleaned out. Inside there's a little bit of dust inside the channels, not a lot. Front looks all nice and clean. Couldn't tell that I went on a road ride, dirt ride, but the tires pretty dirty. But yeah, you can see the clean grease in there still. This fender really does its job. I wish every wheel would come with a fender that goes all the way around to the back side of the wheel, a kickstand. I just think it's so nice. Why doesn't everyone do that? This ride kind of got me excited about this wheel again. I enjoyed this ride. This wheel is really nice. I'm a 95% commuter. I don't like this wheel for street riding. It doesn't go fast enough. But on the dirt, it's amazing. It's a great wheel. The sliders will probably need to be addressed, and I hope Kingsong has something up their sleeves for that. And I'm sure people are wondering which one I enjoyed more, the Master with the Fox suspension or the S22. And to be fair, the Master, I was on a group ride and had to take it slow. And with the S22, I was able to just gun it. I do believe that I had more fun on the S22 only because the suspension, I had more travel without fear of bottoming out. I just feel like this S22 suspension is much better jump wise. But you gotta be jumping. If you're gonna be going over little tiny cracks and, you know, small pebbles, I think the Master is gonna be much more of a comfortable ride. But if you're gonna be doing some, you know, big drops and big rock gardens, I really like the S22. With the Master, whenever you hit big rocks and everything, because the suspension is, you know, one post, kind of like the new Sherman, I feel like when you hit a rock, the whole wheel kind of lurches forward and then the wheel, you know, gets back onto you. But with the S22, I don't feel that. One thing I do notice the difference between the S22 and the Master is the amount of power available. The Master just has so much more torque than the S22. But I feel like the S22 just has so much better suspension for drops. Just be aware that it will need some maintenance on the suspension.